In the fading light of dusk, the abandoned house stood like a somber sentinel at the edge of town, beckoning me forward with its enigmatic allure. My friend's daring challenge had ignited an insatiable curiosity within me, compelling me to venture into the heart of the darkness that surrounded the decrepit mansion. As I approached the eerie abode, a shiver coursed down my spine, and my heart quickened its pace. The legends whispered by the townsfolk, tales of unexplained phenomena and restless spirits, echoed in my mind. But I was not one to back down from a thrill, and the prospect of uncovering the mysteries concealed within its walls outweighed any fear that threatened to consume me. Drawing a deep breath, I ascended the crumbling front steps, each creak under my feet resembling an ominous warning. The house loomed above, an imposing figure that seemed to observe my every move with its dark, vacant windows. Their lifeless gaze was unsettling, as if the house itself possessed a sinister sentience, aware of my intrusion into its domain. As I reached for the worn doorknob, a cold gust of wind swept through the entrance, carrying an indistinct murmur that chilled me to the bone. It was as if the house itself whispered warnings of the secrets that lay within, urging me to reconsider my reckless venture. But my determination held firm, and with a resolute push, I stepped over the threshold, bridging the gap between the mundane and the unknown. The interior greeted me with an oppressive silence, broken only by the echoes of my footsteps on the decaying floorboards. An aura of desolation enveloped the abandoned rooms, their once vibrant colors now faded to sepia tones by the relentless passage of time. Layers of dust danced in the dim light, adding an ethereal quality to the atmosphere, as if the very air were infused with memories long forgotten. Despite the stillness, I sensed an invisible presence lurking in the shadows. Unseen eyes seemed to track my movements, their watchful gaze accompanied by a palpable sense of foreboding that enveloped me like a suffocating fog. But the thrill of the unknown pushed me forward, deeper into the heart of the house. Each room I explored revealed relics of the past, remnants of lives lived and lost. Forgotten photographs adorned the crumbling walls, faces of distant ancestors peering into the present from their weathered frames. Abandoned furniture whispered stories of past occupants, their laughter and tears absorbed by the very fabric of the house. Yet as I wandered further, an unsettling feeling began to gnaw at my soul. The hushed whispers of the house escalated into an unsettling chorus, as if the walls themselves held captive secrets that yearned to break free. My heart pounded in sync with the mysterious symphony that surrounded me, and a sense of being watched intensified. Despite the growing unease, my curiosity demanded answers. I pressed on, determined to unravel the enigmatic tapestry of the house's history. But little did I know that my audacity was stirring the dormant spirits that resided within these haunted halls, awakening them from their age-old slumber. As the fading light of day succumbed to the embrace of night, the atmosphere in the house underwent a chilling transformation. Shadows stretched and danced on the walls like malevolent specters, and the once muted whispers now swirled around me, forming incomprehensible words that sent shivers down my spine. My bravado waned, and an unsettling sense of being unwelcome gnawed at my resolve. Yet, fueled by morbid curiosity, I couldn't resist exploring further into the darkness that engulfed the haunted mansion. I found myself drawn to a room obscured by time and cluttered with forgotten belongings. Amidst the discarded objects, I stumbled upon a dusty journal that bore the name Isabel. Pages filled with ink-stained memories told a haunting tale of madness, loss, and the malevolent spirits that had plagued her family for generations. Isabel's anguished words seemed to resonate with an ominous familiarity, as if they were directed at me, their desperate pleas reaching across time to beckon a response. Night deepened its grip, and the shadows seemed to coalesce into an unsettling presence, following my every step with spectral intent. The oppressive silence was shattered by anguished cries that echoed through the once hallowed halls, their mournful lamentation permeating my very soul. Panic clawed at my mind, but my feet were rooted in place by an unseen force, as if the house itself conspired to trap me within its malevolent embrace. Fighting to steady my trembling hands, I unearthed a long-forgotten relic, an aged Ouija board, imbued with the power to communicate with the otherworldly. A shiver ran down my spine as I hesitated, instinctively aware that meddling with the paranormal carried dire consequences. Yet, the allure of connecting with the spirits that lingered within these walls was too powerful to resist. With trepidation, I placed my hands upon the weathered planchette, and an eerie stillness settled upon the room. The air grew thick with an otherworldly presence, a tangible energy that bound me to the spirit realm. The planchette began to move, guided by unseen hands, spelling out messages from entities trapped between the realms of the living and the dead. The spirits' voices spoke of torment and sorrow, their souls yearning for liberation from the eternal purgatory that bound them to the house. An overwhelming wave of terror washed over me as I felt their pain, their anguish, and their wrath, directed not at me, but at the cruel fate that had shackled them to this place of eternal unrest. Frantic and desperate to end the macabre session, I tried to remove my hands from the planchette, but an unseen force refused to relinquish its grip. The spirits' cries intensified, their wrath focused on my presence within their realm. Panic-stricken, I sought a means of escape, but the room seemed to shift and warp, denying me any avenue to flee. With one final surge of adrenaline, I mustered all my strength and hurled the Ouija board aside. Its flight through the air was accompanied by an eruption of spectral energy, a chorus of wails and cries that seemed to pierce through the very fabric of reality. The house itself seemed to convulse, and in that chaotic moment, I made a desperate dash towards the exit, my heart pounding in my ears. I burst through the front door, gasping for breath as I tumbled onto the cold ground outside. The oppressive weight lifted, and the haunting whispers receded, leaving me only with the sound of my own frantic breaths. The House of Whispering Shadows had revealed its malevolent secrets, and I had narrowly escaped its vengeful grasp. From that day on, I never returned to the abandoned house. The memory of that harrowing night still haunts my dreams, a constant reminder of the malevolent spirits that reside within the House of Whispering Shadows. And now, I warn others never to venture near the cursed dwelling, for the spirits hunger for souls to join their eternal torment within those dark, decaying walls.